What is up, peeps? Hope we're all doing well. There's a debate out there between friends, okay? We spent the last couple of weeks debating Call of Duty versus Warzone players and which one is better. This one being a more friendly debate of which one do you guys actually think makes more money, a Warzone pro player or streamer or a Call of Duty professional player, recently brought up on the Optic podcast. Before we get into that, I do want to thank our esports betting sponsor, that being Thunderpick, for always being here. Please bet responsibly, 21 plus only. That will always be down below. But I give you guys now the debate between Warzone pros and Call of Duty pros. Which one do you think you would rather be? I know my answer, just saying.
But yeah. I mean, it's the simple fact, if the Warzone pros are better or whatever, they would switch to CDL.
That's not true, because they probably make more money playing Warzone and being able to stream, because the CDL it's a very big time commitment. Unless you're like a top CDL player and getting like an actual, like a good, like top salary in the CDL, like it wouldn't even make sense for them, because CDL pros, you can't stream for 7 hours of the day. Warzone players, you can stream anytime you want. Like in the
grand scheme of things, Warzone players probably winning, but
I mean, I don't know how much Warzone pros
like
are
as
making,
far as like being able to play their game and make money all day and make a career out of it. Like, I mean, sure, like the CDL pros are getting a salary, but like big Warzone streamers compared to like
they're making
you know, you get what I'm saying?
More.
Yeah.
They're probably making more just because not being able to stream and not being able to produce any content throughout the day, and you're only worried about scrimming. Like, it doesn't even make sense for Warzone players to do it, at least the top ones.
And this really got me thinking, because comparing these two different games, these two different esports, is actually kind of tricky. When you actually check the earnings overall for Call of Duty top earners, you have to check it via top console earners. So there's going to be a few Halo pros, a few different game pros in there, but a majority of this list is going to comprise of Call of Duty pro players over the last decade or so. You also have to keep in mind, between Call of Duty and Warzone, well, Call of Duty in the professional scene has been around a lot longer than just the CDL, and Call of Duty esports has been around a lot longer than just Warzone over the past several years. So these lists are going to be skewed, and also are only based off of prize money, comparing the CDL or Call of Duty esports history to Warzone. I mean, you certainly have a lot of top earners in the Warzone space. As we switch to that list, you will also notice a couple Call of Duty pros inside that top 20 list, but still a pretty good sum of money. And then you also have to think about the money that can be made outside of prize money for Warzone is pretty crazy, okay?
Yeah, then the top ones are the only ones that could actually do it.
I'm sure it falls off. I'm sure the money falls very quick after the top.
What do you mean?
In CDL, like the top do get paid really well, but even like
it falls quick in the CDL.
Yeah, it falls way faster.
But there's like a middle section that makes like pretty good money.
There is a middle section. Well, that's getting corrected.
Let's just say $250,000 salary.
Yeah, that's gonna get corrected too. I feel like the CDL salaries are gonna like see a dip.
Yeah, I believe so as well.
I also don't think
I just don't think the middle of the Warzone pros, the ones we probably don't even know of, like we don't know their names. Like I bet they only make earnings.
I'm telling you, because
I mean, they might make.
Oh yeah, no,
they're hitting TikTok, fucking Twitch, YouTube. I mean, they're banging.
So comparing these two, yes, it's a useless debate. I was just curious what you guys think. And for me personally, I think the top Warzone streamers have a much higher ceiling to make much more money than the top Call of Duty pro players. Now, Scump is a bit of an anomaly when he was competing and also streaming. I mean, that's a one-off for any esport. You're rarely going to see any top esport pro able to also do full-time content like Scump and a few others have done throughout their careers. That is a rarity. It's like Imperial Hal and Apex. There's not many people that can do that. So we'll cut that out of the equation. But I do think to be a top Warzone player, you can make it is a disgusting amount of money outside of tournaments, because you can do full-time content. And as they say in that clip, you are also streaming every day that you want to, because you're not required to have a practice schedule, and you're not going to be tired by the end of the day after scrims to not want to stream. So for me, I think the obvious answer is the top 1%ers or the top 5%ers of these Warzone streamers. They can make a lot more than even the top Call of Duty pros, because they can work all year round. Whereas you're a Call of Duty pro, you're kind of stuck in a franchise system where you got to practice, and yes, you get a hefty salary, and yes, there is a lot of prize money up for grabs, but you have to win it all. You know, as a Warzone streamer, you can just load up the game and actually stream for fun and still be making money. But that's just my 2 cents.
Also, guys, I was editing this, and I just thought about, remember Scump? Like,
he couldn't even have the Raid Shadow Legends sponsor that 1 year in the CDL until he fought back because he's scum. Like, these guys have so many sponsorship restrictions too. Of course, Warzone peeps are making way more money. Like, they made a lot of good points there about all the different platforms they can make money on, that Call of Duty pros, while scrimming and pracking and going to tournaments and traveling and having all of these agendas to fill for their salaries for their teams, they can't even do a lot of the things outside the league because the league won't even allow them. Like, it's like the top of both scenes make ridiculous money. But yeah, I mean, remember Scump? Raid Shadow Legends? And I think the even more obvious answer is, which one would you rather be? I think a lot of people, like casuals like myself, I would much rather be a Warzone streamer than a professional Call of Duty player. But it's an interesting back and forth. Like, obviously, if you got Simp and Abizi, the top guys in Call of Duty, if they can somehow make content, they don't really need to because they're winning all these events and they're making these incredible salaries. Yes, I think it's going to be comparable to some of the top Warzone peeps, but you even throw some names out there that some people might not consider to be Warzone pro players. It really depends on how you classify them. Like someone like FaZe Swag is making millions of dollars. Then you got Aiden and Z-Laner and Husk and FIFA. These guys are making absolutely incredible amounts of money because they can stream all the time, which is such an incredible thing. So what do you guys think? Who makes more money? Call of Duty pros or Warzone pros? Obviously, it depends tit for tat how you take these things, but I'm curious what your thoughts are. Till next time, take care of yourselves. Have a great rest of your day, and we'll see you back here soon.